Hi guys, I'd like to welcome you guys back to my channel. I'm Brittany, aka Melanin Eclectic, and today we are here to talk about crushing it. But first, in honor of my Black History Month thing, I want to shout out another Black-owned business, and this is a Black-owned subscription box, and it is Izzy and Liv. They come with all types of fantastic things in their boxes. I'll leave a link to their website down below. I also leave a link to one of the videos I used to do when I used to do their subscription box, when I paid for it, obviously. I used to shout them out a lot, but I haven't shouted them out in a while, and I forgot how much their t-shirts are a part of my Black Girl Magic arsenal. So if you're interested, go check out their website. They have things you can buy on the website, not just the subscription box. And if you do, tell them I sent you, because I haven't really shouted them out in a while, and they really do deserve that praise because they're still going strong. So you're here today because we are going to talk about what I learned from crushing it. So if you guys remember during Vlogmas, one of my goals for reading and business was to read more business-oriented books, read more nonfiction, read more books that would kind of like help my self-development or help my business development. And so the first book that I picked was Crushing It by Gary Vee. I listened to it via audiobook based off of a recommendation. Also, this was the book chosen for the e-brand club that I'm in with Aaron on Demand. So I read it for that, but really ended up taking a lot of key points from it. I really enjoyed the audiobook. I only read the first chapter before I jumped on the audiobook. I highly recommend it. I just think that you feel the passion more because Gary himself is the one doing the audiobook, so you definitely feel the passion. And kind of every time I stopped reading, I felt motivated all over again. It was like the weirdest it was a continuing pep talk for like 300 something pages, no, 200 something pages of pep talk. So by the end of it, I just felt like I had to figure out ways that I could include some of the stuff that he does. So I have 6 ways that I'm currently implementing the things that I learned from Crushing It and trying to see if they work, while also at the same time should be noting that I will be revamping all of my social media. YouTube is the first one that I need to revamp because it's the one I've had the longest, and she kind of needs a little makeover, so expect to see some changes there. So I guess that would technically be an extra one, but we're not going to count it. The first thing that I felt inspired to do was start studio vlogging, but in my own way. So one of the things that Gary Vee talks about all the time is about how personal vlogging can be, even if it's you vlogging a process to reaching an end goal. It's some way to engage your audience and in a way to show them who you are without always having a sit down video like the one that I'm doing right now. And for me, I was like, I don't know if I really want to do that because I don't really want people in my life. But at the same time, I also personally know I love watching studio vlogs. And I don't see too many vlogs where it's a side hustle and a 9-to-5. So I decided to kind of take that kind of idea and turn it into a weekend vlog where I show you guys all the work that I do during the weekends to not only keep this channel running, but also to run my online business. And so I think it's like a nice balance. I don't know how it's going to go. I do plan on giving it a 3-month run and seeing what my numbers look like, what the analytics look like, because this is something that I'm using to push my channel forward. So if you guys haven't checked out my vlogs, they're actually in a separate playlist. I will leave the playlist up here. I think by the time you see this video, I will have 3. Yeah, I think by the time you see this video, I should have 4 vlogs in there. So check them out. Give me feedback. I like the critiques. I like suggestions. So, whatever you feel like you would like to see in the vlogs, let me know. The number 2 thing that I've started doing in terms of my social media is going live. This is something that I recently started doing when I joined the book club. As you guys know, I'm a part of a seated table book club, and this quarter, all lives are on my channel, which is fantastic. But I'm also choosing to go live every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And originally it was on Instagram. So I have to figure out what's going on with my Instagram, because every time that I go live on Instagram, Instagram cuts me off, or it says I lose connection, or it takes my sound away. I don't know if it's my phone or what, but for now, we're moving those lives to 6 p.m. on Thursday nights. So you'll see a notification come up for the live. Basically, this is just me. This is what I call my power hour. This is where I show you things that I'm working on. This is where I answer questions. I take suggestions. Sometimes I do votes. Sometimes I just show you the things that are coming in the future for my shop. Sometimes you get to see my sisters, who are a constant inspiration for the way that I create products. So it started working really well. Like, my numbers have been slowly increasing, at least by 4 people every live. So I'm really upset that my Instagram is not working. So for now, just for safekeeping, we're moving it to YouTube, and then I'll figure out something else to do on Instagram until I can get this live thing sorted out. Another thing that I'm doing is number 3, and that is a weekly analytic review. And this is something that I'm doing specifically on both of my Instagrams and my YouTube. And this is mainly because Instagram only keeps weekly analytics. And then YouTube, I don't actually write down the stuff on YouTube unless there is a significant spike. Like, there was a significant spike for one day in January that I needed to track what I did that day, just so I could compare it to other things. But I'm doing like a weekly count, and I have a tracker in my bullet journal. It's a tracker in my business journal that I use. Like, this is from my business journal. So it's just a dotted piece of paper. If you guys want to see my tracking spreads, or if you would like that to become a digital, please let me know down below, and I will happily provide that as a digital. Yes. So let's see. Number 4 is I have to be okay with establishing a work schedule that seems ridiculous to other people, but it works for me. And by that, I mean, I actually now work every day. Unless my body is telling me to take a break, because I just don't believe in that hustle till you drop mentality. I am still very set in taking care of myself. I still make sure that, I have my weekly bubble baths, and I go to sleep early at least twice a week. So I work on the days that I don't go to the gym, I work from 5 to 8:30, and then if I work past that, it's because I didn't finish my objectives for the day, and that's fine. Last month, I was getting to bed between 11 and 12-ish. I think it was only one or two nights that I went to bed at like 2, but they were on the weekend, so they don't necessarily count. And I've had to explain to some of my friends who are like, oh, you don't play the game anymore. You don't do this anymore. Like, where are you at? You can't be working this hard. And in a way, it's like, I agree with you, but I'm not working. I have to put in the hours to see some results. And this is just setting me up because I'm also trying to work on projects ahead of time. I would like to at least get I like to get my products done and ready to go at least all the way until April. That way I could start working on back to school and, Harry Potter things, because that's the summer is basically about in terms of stationery and planners. So that's what I'm trying to do. I don't know. It's difficult because I want to be a human. I want to hang out with my friends and go on dates and, do all this stuff. But that stuff I have to schedule around my business because I'm the only person in my business right now. So it deserves more time. It's my baby. So I'm okay with the hours. I listen to my body. I have not stopped working out. Working out is one thing that I will not give up. I've been messing up with my eating because I've been forgetting to eat. So that's a whole other thing. We'll do a whole other fitness update video, but yeah. Number 5 is not as many sales during your releases. So when I first started my business in 2018, I was kind of feeling I need to get a bunch of sales out there. That way people will be more inclined to come check out my site and all that. And what I've come to realize in the past year is that I've actually made more sales outside of sales than I do during sales. And I think that's just because of my particular method. I like to engage with my customer audience, my customer base, and I don't know, I think I can do it differently with a more genuine approach. So I have, the stuttering is happening today, guys, I'm sorry. Which is a secret nervous habit, and I don't know why it's coming up now, but cool. I have sales scheduled throughout the year. I'm not going to tell you when. That's one of those things, like if you watch the lives, I might slip it in there kind of thing, but I have sales, but they're not going to be as frequent as they were. I was throwing sales out every time I did new releases, just begging for people to buy my stuff. And that's just not the right mentality to have. I work hard on my products, so I'm putting more faith in my products. I'm putting more faith in my customer interactions and trying to build a more organic customer base in a different way rather than begging them to buy stuff on discount. The last thing that I'm taking from Crushin is I am doing the internet my way. In the way that I've been reading. So, and even in Crushin, he was talking about, how you should utilize all the different social medias and you should do all this and that. And for me, social media can be super draining. So I've created a schedule for postings. I've created, I found some apps that you can schedule the post. So I'm not always on social media every day. Like I still have a limit to when I'm on social media unless it's for business. And then even with business, I'm like, okay, I try not to scroll. I always try to answer my DMs just because I just appreciate the fact that people are comfortable enough to reach out and talk to me. But I'm figuring out some new things to do with Facebook. I have a Facebook group, but to be honest, my Facebook group interaction is kind of dead and I'm not quite sure how to bring it up. So my 3 focuses are Instagram, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and in that order. So I have some engagement ideas and I luckily can schedule them on my group. So where I can schedule the post to go up. And if I notice that there are interactions, I can mark what I did differently. So everything is a game in a sense, but I'm not being bound by social media in the sense that I have to constantly be on my phone because I personally, from a personal standpoint, that's draining to me. So I've decided to do it my way. Even Gary Vee says just because he did it one way doesn't mean that it's going to work for everybody. But I do believe that some of the core principles of what he talks about in this book are vital to growing any business and especially growing this YouTube channel because, if you haven't noticed, anybody who's been following me for a while, you know that the last couple videos I've done have been way more candid than what they normally are. I normally try to stick to scripts. I normally try to keep as much personal type of personality out of it. But one of my friends pointed out, I act differently on my channel than I do in person, and it's that I have more personality in person than I do on my channel. And that was because I was really afraid of how the internet would view me, and it would be like, oh, she's too this or she's too that. But honestly, I've been doing this new type of video style for just the last month, and y'all have really picked it up much better. Y'all have received it much better. So it's maybe Gary had a little bit more to say than we liked. And I don't know. It's good. We're good. Those are my 6 things. I'm working on Atomic Habits right now. So that's going to be fun because we get to talk about habit building and everybody who sets goals in the beginning of the year. By February, habits are dropping off. So you're trying to figure out how to get there. So I have ideas, I have content, everything is coming together. It's exciting. So if you haven't checked it out, feel free to hit me up anytime, any place. Business inquiries, of course, hit me up at melanineclectic@gmail.com. Come back on Thursday for our 1-hour live. You can ask me questions. You can be whatever you want to be. So until the next time, guys. Bye.